Good evening. Tonight we're cooking pasta. It's a jambalaya pasta, and we're using a bow tie pasta. Hey guys, good night. So tonight we're cooking jambalaya pasta. So I have some shrimps, chicken, and andouille. So I just put the pasta in, so we're gonna let that cook until it's al dente, as they say. Meanwhile, I am going to put the chicken in and let that cook. So for all of y'all that's joining, this is like a Copeland's version of a jambalaya pasta.
It has been calculating the results of our test.
So I hope everyone is doing good tonight. Hey Reggie, how you doing? We're doing jambalaya pasta tonight. So I just try to make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. Hey David, how you doing, bro? And I'm just sipping on some Moscato. So first I am going to cook my chicken down a little bit. So let that cook down. I'm using chicken, shrimp, and the andouille sausage. So at this time, I am letting the chicken cook. I just put the pasta in. We're using the bow tie pasta. Hey Katina. Yeah, you need to come visit. We've been saying we was gonna have a girls' night, but that has not happened yet. And we definitely need to do that. Hey classmate, how you doing, Derek? So, yes. So tonight I am doing jambalaya pasta. Jambalaya pasta. Hey Chantel, how you doing, boo? We're cooking jambalaya pasta tonight. So I'm using shrimp, chicken, and some andouille sauce. Well, the andouille. This is chicken andouille. Hey, Creole. Hey, sis. How you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Tell your mom I got a cola. Alright, let this cook. Actually, while I have this cooking, I am going to cook the shrimps down a little bit as well. So tonight, y'all, I'm sipping on some Moscato. I miss you too, honey. Hey Larry, how you doing? Yes, I am a Burrell from Edgar. Hey Brenda, how you doing, boo? Yes, I'm a Burrell from Edgar. Glenn is my dad. Right, y'all. I have my pasta. I'm using a bow tie pasta tonight. So I have my pasta boiling, and I am just cooking down this the chicken. I cut the chicken up in little cubes because I'm not cooking a big meal for a lot of people. I'm only cooking for 2 people, so it's not a lot. And for some reason in this house we barely eat leftovers, so yeah, so it's not a lot. As you can see, this is the chicken I'm using. So I'm using chicken, shrimp, and andouille sauce. And I'm using the chicken andouille. And while I got theirs going, I'm going to put the shrimps on as well. So my ingredients for tonight, I have chicken that I'm using. So I'm using chicken. Actually, I cut up a chicken breast. So I'm using chicken breast, using shrimp, and the chicken andouille. Hey Ronnie, how you doing? Um, and everything else I have as far as like my seasoning, I have red and green bell peppers. I have chopped onions, celery, parsley, garlic, red and yellow bell onions, I'm sorry. And then I have my mixed seasoning. So in my seasoning, what I use is just my normal seasoning that I like. So my Zatarain seasoning, I use some cumin, just a little bit, salt, pepper, red pepper, and some oregano. So that's basically like a little bit garlic powder, and that's pretty much it. And then that's gonna be my seasoning that's going on. Hey Nedra Boo, how you doing, girl? See, whenever we do this girls' night, Katina gonna have to make sure that you with us, because we've been talking about a girls' night for a long, long time. Alright, I'm just putting a little bit of butter in here. Just to sear my shrimp. So I'm going to put my shrimps in. I season the shrimps and everything. They're peeled and deheaded, deveined and everything. So I'm going to just let that cook while I do everything else. I'm not going to let the shrimps cook that long either. And my drink for tonight is Moscato. It's Moscato. Hey Andrea, how you doing? So guys, we are doing a jambalaya pasta tonight. So I just finished cooking the chicken down. I did some chicken pieces, and right now I have the shrimps going. So we're just gonna cook the shrimps down a little bit because I don't want them to be too overcooked. So I'm just cooking those down a little bit. And while we're doing that, I'm going to add the andouille. This is chicken andouille. I'm gonna add that in, let that cook a little bit as well. And then I'll start adding my seasonings in. I know it's been a minute since I've been on, so I hope everybody is good. Hey, how you doing? I don't get to see you no more. All right, y'all. I'm gonna this is just regular olive oil, pure virgin olive oil. I figured I wasn't gonna cook anything that was gonna be too time consuming. So I'm using a bow tie pasta, just letting that boil for a little bit. It's been on for about maybe about 7 minutes. I'm gonna just let it cook a little bit more because it's gonna take a little bit longer to cook down. Let that cook. Let my shrimps cook in a little bit. Make sure you can see. So just cooking the shrimps in a little bit. That's all. And while the shrimps are cooking, I'm gonna put the sausage in and let that cook down. Like I said, that's just that's chicken andouille. I just use some olive oil to kind of cook it a little bit. And what I'll do is once it starts cooking how I want it, I'm gonna start adding in my seasoning and let my seasonings cook a little bit as well. So my shrimps are almost done. And just let it cook a little bit more. Like I said, I'm not trying to overcook the shrimps. I just wanted to cook a little bit. So I hope everyone is fine on this fine Tuesday night. My dogs, y'all, they are so bad. I tell you, they are terrible. Hey! They're fussing because they want snacks. So basically what I'm doing is right now, I'm just cooking this down. And it's just a little bit of andouille. Like I said, it's chicken andouille. I'm just cooking it down a little bit, making sure once it's cooked to where I like it or what I want, then I'll start adding my other seasonings in. All right, so my shrimps are done. That's what I have. So we're gonna put this on the side. Shrimps are all done. So right now we have the chicken that's finished, the shrimps that's done, and we're cooking the andouille. And as we're doing that, I have the pasta going. So I'm using bow tie pasta. And it does not have to cook that long because you don't want it too mushy. So you gotta kind of watch it because you don't want it too mushy and you don't want it too hard as well. going to do, we'll flip this out. I'm gonna flip the andouille just one more time, let it cook a little bit on the other side. And then I'm gonna start adding in my that's my red and yellow bell peppers, my celery, parsley, and garlic. I don't need a lot of green onions, so I'm just gonna take some and put it in it. Just put it in there. I don't have to use all of it. And I'm just gonna let it cook. Just cook it down until it get a little soft. I don't want it too soft, but I want it soft enough to where I know that it's cooked down. So we're just gonna let that saute a little bit. And my pasta is done. So I'm gonna turn that off and I'm gonna take this off the stove and rinse it. I'm gonna use cold water to cool my pasta down because I don't want it to cook in it anymore. All right, y'all, so my pasta is done. All right, and that's the bow tie pasta that I'm using. Yes, Telly, them pancakes is off the chain. That's funny how you still remember that, but yep, that's where it all started. Oh man, funny how time flies. Hey Tiff, how you been? What's up, sis? You're on tonight, huh? All right, y'all. I'm just sauteing it in. And I'm not gonna let it cook to where it's too soft because I still want a little bit of crunch with it as well. So this is my season. I used red onion, green onions. Green onions and yellow onions. I also use celery, bell peppers that I'm getting ready to put in now. And I don't want my bell peppers also to be too soggy, so that's why I put those in last. I still want it with a little bit of crunch. For some reason, I like my stuff with a little crunch. All right, so I washed this off earlier. I like to run hot water on the tops of my cans before I use them. All right, y'all, we're using diced tomatoes. Okay, I'm just gonna use the whole can of tomatoes and mix that in. All right, and while I mix that in, I'm gonna go back and add. Actually, add that in. Alright, so I use my diced tomatoes. So I have the diced tomatoes. I have all of my chopped seasoning and everything that was mixed in. I have my chicken, my andouille that's in, and I am going to add my mixture of seasoning. Now you can use whatever seasoning that you like, whatever floats your boat. But I have certain seasonings that I like to use. And I did add oregano in with it, because just to give it like an Italian flavor as well. So even though it's like a jambalaya pasta, I still did it to where it's still gonna have an Italian flavor. Yeah, my sister is something else. Okay. And I can add the shrimps in as well. So now I have staying hot. So you guys can see where I'm just mixing it. I'm mixing it all in and just letting it all cook, y'all. Can y'all see? And to let it, if you want it a little bit thinner, or if you want more gravy, just add a little bit of broth. It's probably about a half a cup I put in. I'll make between a half a cup to a whole cup, depending on how many people you're cooking for and how thick you want your gravy. You can add it in. So I have everything in here now, and it's all going to just simmer down together. Now, if you want it a little bit thicker, then you can just add some paste. This is easier. I like this is because you don't have to open up a whole can of tomato paste if you only need just a little bit. So there we go. And if you just need just a little bit of tomato paste and not that much, and you don't want to open up a can, a big can or a small can, even a small can, and you just want something extra, this work magic right here. You put how much you want, more or less, whatever. If you want to use the whole tube, you can. If not, you can just use a little bit at a time. It works wonders. So right now, the only thing I'm doing is just letting everything cook down. And I'm still gonna determine whether or not I want my gravy to be any thicker, or if I want it to be a little bit thinner. So at this time, it's just cooking. This is like a quick, simple. This is truly a very, very simple meal. And as far as like the pasta, I use bow tie pasta. Yep. So y'all, we're gonna taste the flavor right now. Make sure it's it's not missing anything. Maybe I need to add, maybe I need to take away, whatever. I can't take away, but maybe I can add or change it up a little bit. So I am just going to taste the gravy. I do not eat hot food, y'all. Actually, I don't need to add any other seasoning. So the seasoning that I put in here, which I had like a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a quarter of a teaspoon of cumin. I use a teaspoon of oregano, and then I also added about a half a teaspoon of like the Zatarain season. So you can use Zatarain, Tony Saturated, whatever you prefer. And like I said, if you want your gravy to be a little bit thicker, you can always add you some chicken broth. Hey Tisha. How you doing? Hey Chriselle, how you been? How you been doing? T Sandy, how's it going? Look, I don't get to look at the camera too often, but when I do and I recognize somebody that's on, I always say hello to y'all because I appreciate y'all coming on and watching my cooking show, as I call it. But that's all. And I am sipping on Moscato tonight, y'all. Also, too, you can add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, not that much. So I am maybe like maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. You don't have to add that much. It just helps with the flavor. Like I said, you don't need that much. I added the paste to it to give it a little bit more sauce. And actually, y'all, it's done. It's done. This is a very, very quick and simple meal. So I am going to show y'all a little bit. I love andouille sausage, y'all. So this time I got the chicken andouille. So I got chicken andouille, shrimp. I don't know if I have a shrimp on here. And I definitely love vegetables on my stuff. So, also, so this is what it looks like, y'all. And if you want to spruce it up a little bit, or if you just want to add a little something, you can add just some Parmesan cheese, and that is it. And if you want the gravy, if you like the gravy, just add just some more gravy to it. But that's it, y'all. That's it. That is it. So I am going to eat this. Let me check it out right now. I don't like my food too hot, so that's why y'all rarely see me on eating the food, and I just post whatever after. But I don't like my food too hot because I don't like it burning my tongue. But I'm gonna try it. This is very good. If you don't want to if you don't want it too spicy, then just watch the pepper that you add in. But just taste it as you're cooking it, just to make sure. I usually measure my seasonings before I put it in, because I don't like my stuff too spicy and I don't like it too salty either. So, but this is really good. I think y'all would enjoy it. So if you want to, if this is something that you want to cook, just go back, watch the video again. Again, I used shrimps, andouille, chicken. I use chicken andouille. You can use whatever type of andouille you want to use, but I use chicken andouille because I try to stay away from pork. So I use chicken andouille. I use chicken breast that I cut up and added it in. I used the bow tie pasta. I had various onions. I had red onions, green onions, and yellow onions. Celery, garlic, parsley, what else? And then I had the green and red bell pepper. So you can use green, red, yellow. I didn't add the yellow this time, but I usually add the yellow. I didn't add it this time, but I do. I used the tomato, the diced tomatoes. I used that, 1 can of diced tomatoes. And I added chicken broth as needed. So if you want it thinner, add the chicken broth. If you want it thicker, then this is like a dream come true. But if not, then just get you a small can of tomato paste and you can add it as need. Or if you see that it's a little too thin or a little too thick or whatever, just go back and forth with the chicken broth. If you want more gravy, use the broth. If you want more, if you want a little thicker, then use the tomato paste. But I did use 1 can of diced tomatoes. And if you use the diced tomatoes with a little pepper or whatever, because they have different kinds, like they have the roasted garlic or whatever, you can try all of those as well. I usually try various kinds and go from there. Hey Denise, I missed you at Winn-Dixie today, so I did go to Winn-Dixie today, okay? You know, that's usually our meeting spot. But yeah, y'all, just try it. Just try it and let me know what y'all think. If you have any questions or whatever, just feel free to inbox me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Hey Danielle, how you been, girl? I see you, girl, you're looking good. You're wearing that 47 great, baby. Wearing it great. But yeah, y'all, just check it out. Let me know what y'all think. And this is the jambalaya pasta. It's kind of like a Copeland's version of it, but just try it and let me know. So I am going to continue sipping on my Moscato, y'all. I don't have nowhere to go. Moscato it is. So you all have a wonderful night. And if there's anything if you have any questions about the meal that I cooked tonight, just inbox me and I will be happy to let you guys know about it. And I'll post a picture once I actually fix the meal and everything. I'll post it on my page so you can see what it actually looks like. And y'all have a good night, okay? Talk to y'all soon. And thanks for joining me. Good night.